Hey, I'm Sarah, but you can call me him and nobodies.
Oh, God. I'm Tatsuki Fujimoto, getting 4th place in my most hated characters in my own manga poll, above the Gun Devil.
Hi, I'm Willow. I am not addressing the allegations that guns are indeed faster than horse.
And welcome to Gay Friends Chainsaw Dog Sanctuary podcast. We watched 2 episodes of a fucking anime, some of us more recently than others.
Ooh.
No, I watched my episodes about an hour ago, so like you're not too hot. You're not too far off the. You're coming in I'm coming in only slightly less hot than y'all are.
We quite literally got up from the couch and sat down to record.
Yeah, okay, yeah, this is the bullet points on this episode are pretty short. We start where we left off last time with Denji plunging in, I almost said head first. It was explicitly not head first, it was feet
Definitely
first.
feet first.
Definitely feet first into the mouth of the Eternity Devil, and then Chainsaw Man explodes out and starts going fucking ham on things. Things look bad for a minute, but then Denji just creates a perpetual motion machine, as he so puts it, and continues to kill the Eternity Devil for 3 days until it is like, please fucking kill me, I can't take this anymore, and Denji cuts it in half. They escape Hotel Maureen. They decide to go drinking in order to celebrate. Everyone gets really drunk. Makima is cryptic. Himeno says, I'm gonna kiss you, Denji, in a little bit. And then she does kiss him, and she pukes down his throat. She carts him out of the bar and back to her place, and the episode ends with her turning to Denji and saying, "Hey, do you want to have sex?"
Yep. Really, really good normal episode.
Yep.
No notes.
No notes.
Moving right along.
Yep.
Yeah, so Denji goes feet first into the fucking Eternity Devil's mouth.
I really wish we had that shot of Denji looking fearful, because we still didn't get it.
That fucking panel!
Yeah, this looked better than the version of this that end, because it's not the same. It's not the thing where it's like using the footage from last episode. Like this is there's some last episode footage, but most of it is new footage, like new angle, everything. Mm-hmm. And it looks better, but it's still not that panel, and I'm just a little bit like...
Yeah. I think really, like, the contrast between that very human emotion and going full chainsaws, like...
Going full chainsaws, yeah.
Like, I think that really puts Denji in a very interesting place in terms of where his emotions are going, because, like... Mm-hmm. Is it like a roller coaster where you're ramping up and you're like, and then you're there and it's fun as hell? Or is it like he is still feeling that fear in a human sense, but that is just totally overridden by his devil instincts, basically?
I really need to, post the panel to the Twitter. I meant to do that at some point, and I just didn't get around to it, but...
By the time this episode airs, perhaps.
Yeah, I will remember to post it. I'll probably do it after we're done recording.
I think that also, like, that Denji being scared, like, it plays really well into stuff from this episode, I think, where it's like... It's another, like, we get a lot of reminders that Denji is just a little boy and he's 2 weeks old and today is his birthday.
Yeah.
He's a child.
He's a little child. He's never been fed. He's 3 days old.
He's 3 days old.
But just like playing into that, and like I think that like the chainsaws being a bit of a mask, and also like I think there's just stuff about like people wanting the chainsaws, but like that's just Denji with a different coat on. I don't know. I think there's just a lot of. I don't have any like fully cohesive thoughts on this, and I think to delve further on what thoughts I do have would constitute me going into major spoilers for the series. So I'm going to refrain.
Yeah.
But I am having thoughts. I'm having considerations. I'm rotating things.
Rotating it in my mind. Yeah, for me, it's like we get a lot of. This is Denji's first devil that's not just like a guy. Mm-hmm. Like, not just a man standing. This is just like a big puddle of shit, and it really wants to kill him, and it's very, very... It's caused a lot of, like, trouble.
Would you consider Leech Devil a guy?
It's like it's a kaiju type of situation.
Yeah,
gotcha.
It's humanoid enough.
It's like guy gender neutral. This is just
no. I didn't. Obviously, I was. Listen, of course, I'm not coming down on you. I'm just like, because the thing is that my brain is Soulsborne poison. So when people say like a guy, they mean like like they mean like a fucking Artorias or whatever.
Okay.
And that's just like, my brain was like, is that what that... But yeah, you're right.
Well,
you're right. Sorry.
Compared to... I would consider Bat Devil a guy, so if that's...
Bat Devil's a guy, Tomato Devil's a guy.
Tomato Devil's a guy.
I guess I can extend... Yeah, Leech Devil's a guy.
Yeah.
Muscle Devil was not a guy, but that's not... No, Muscle Devil's not in
Yeah,
this.
that's a different situation. Muscle Devil was redacted for quality control.
Yeah, Leech Devil, one face. Endless Devil, many faces.
Lots of faces, lots of teeth.
So much teeth.
Lots of
sharp
mouths.
teeth.
Oh my god, the dental bill.
We've discussed this. I don't think they have dental in hell.
Well, those are good quality teeth for not having dental insurance.
Are they?
For not having
dental insurance? Yeah, those are some fucking pristinely maintained
teeth.
I haven't been to the dentist in
saw
5 to
Don't
7 years, and my teeth look pretty good.
I see no plaque buildup. You know it's not brushing its own teeth, right?
Well, okay, alright.
Well, so how does it have good... Okay, how does it have... If it's not brushing its own teeth, how does it have good teeth?
Because they endlessly regenerate like a shark.
Like a shark? Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I think it could also just, make them be not gross, if that's what it chooses to do.
I mean,
with devil power, it can.
If you were a shapeshifter, could you shape your teeth to not have cavities?
No, because cavities are a bacterial product of bacteria, right?
But you could just change your teeth.
There is no tooth that is impervious to cavities.
Yeah, but you can just change your teeth
to
new teeth that don't have cavities.
I mean, yes, you could change your teeth.
I think that's what Sarah's point is.
I guess.
Right,
different teeth.
But you couldn't remove the cavity without removing the tooth.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, but that's what I'm doing by shapeshifting.
Pull all your teeth out and develop new teeth. Then just do that every once in a while. If you're this type of person that doesn't want to brush your teeth, then you're a shapeshifter also.
Yeah, but also you should brush your teeth.
You should brush your teeth.
Floss, too.
Brush your teeth.
You should floss as well.
Yeah, try that.
Yeah, it's important.
Once in a while. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, go with God. Floss those shits.
Yeah, I have...
Official stance of Chainsaw Dog Sanctuary podcast. Floss those shits.
Floss them shits, yeah.
If you do not have floss... don't worry about it.
Worry a little bit.
It's
like $1.
Well, I mean, you can...
Okay, inflation. It's like $2.50.
Yeah.
If you need me to, I will send... Listener, if you were listening to this and you say, I need to buy some floss, I cannot afford it, I'm not exactly super physically solvent right now, but I will send you $2.50 to go buy like a 2-pack of floss, or a 1-pack of floss, whatever $2.50 can get you of floss.
Or you could just use some human hair.
No, that's decidedly not what's
Would that work?
Happen.
It can go in between the teeth.
No, we're not exploring this.
Is it like strong enough to like withstand the tension of you like holding it with both ends and like pulling it back and forth?
Situationally, it could be.
Yeah.
I don't think most people have that situation.
Yeah. However, if you are a devil, who knows?
We have spent too much time talking about flossing your teeth. This guy tries to floss all of his teeth with Denji's body and just chomps the shit out of him with a million little mouths.
Yeah. It doesn't go so well. It does not
No,
go
it doesn't.
so well. Do not floss with chainsaws is what the lesson is today, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, it's just Denji's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna eat all your blood and I'm gonna kill you and cut you up and I'm gonna drink your blood and I'm gonna do it better. Oh, I've made a perpetual motion machine. That Nobel Prize is mine.
Denji's gonna win the Nobel. He's gonna take it from Power.
Oh, and just like that, Go Betty, just her little yata. Just so
yeah,
relieved.
he falls into the Eternity Devil's mouth and she's like, oh, we did it. He's fucking dead. He's dead. Yay.
I think it's great that they used the Maximum the Hormone song that they used from the second ED here, and I also love that there was a moment where, because in the original there's just like the interstitials where there's a lot of screaming vocals, and then there's like a cut where all the music drops out and the lead singer just shouts "Gone!" But in one of those, in this, it just cuts to Company going, Her fucking goose honks. I love her so much.
They take out the, it's just the instrumental, so they add the, like, a lot of vocal cues over where the little, interjections would be in the song, which I think was really good.
Yeah, it's really well done.
Himeno says Akuma at the exact same time that the vocals would start saying Akuma in the song, which is like, yeah, good. I like it.
Delicious.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
At some point, Denji falls over and Himeno, like, takes Ghost's hand and pulls his tab so that he can keep going, and she's like, this guy's fucking absolutely apeshit insane.
Yeah, she fucking Beyblades his ass.
He's gonna survive, because he makes no sense.
I need to tread carefully with my words here, but I do need to say, Himeno might be one of, like, my favorite characters. Like, again, obviously morally reprehensible, but, like, in terms of just the character that is being presented to me, like, I don't know, just everything about her is so deeply fascinating to me.
Yeah, I want to put you in glass and shake you around and study you.
Yes, yes, I want to put you under a microscope and far away from Denji.
I really want to, like, pick apart what went into that character planning session. Like, was she just fully fleshed out from the beginning? Just like, I know exactly what's going on with this pervert. Let's go. Or did, like...
I think that's how Fujimoto finalizes all of his designs. He just literally just says out loud, I know what's going on with this pervert.
Yes. 100%. That's the methodology. For sure.
Everyone in Chainsaw Man is a pervert of some variety.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we get a... Like, while Himeno's pulling Denji's little chainsaw tab, we get a flashback to... her in the...
most sexual motherfucker in the ocean.
Yeah, Sudaken came back a lot sooner than I remember him coming back. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, you're actually back this time. Yeah.
Kishibe is so sexy. I know he smells awful.
Oh, just rank. Just rank. All of them smelly, but him especially.
The thing is, in like a moment-to-moment basis, I'm sure that most of the devil hunters smell bad just because there's like a lot of viscera and gore and grime. But I think that like most of them shower at the start and the end of their day. Kishibe's got some residuals.
I think Kishibe takes one shower a day, and it's really not enough.
It's like a 10 minutes. Quick in, quick out.
I think the man, like, takes a quick shower, perhaps in the morning.
Oh yeah, he's a morning showerer.
Which means he does not shower when he gets back from doing whatever gross shit he does during the day.
He's got
and just lays in it. And I don't think that man cleans.
No. I'm just thinking again about the Tumblr post that I saw recently that was like, I can't believe that there are people that are so hot for power when just like standing next to her at a bus stop would give you a UTI. I think the same is true of Kishibe. And the thing is, if we go over my history of characters that I desperately want to fuck.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh man.
Listen, I have a history with UTI givers. Mahito Jujutsu Kaisen, my beloved. There's other UTI givers in that list somewhere, I'm sure, but I can't think of them off the top of my head.
I wish I could make the title of an episode a GIF, and I think you know which GIF I want to make the title of the episode.
Yeah, it's the UTI GIF.
It's the UTI GIF. Yeah.
But yeah, sexual we don't know his name yet, but his name is Kishibe.
It's not important.
Yeah, it's fine. He's just like, hey, Himeno, all your friends were normal. They weren't fucked up in the head. Is Aki fucked up in the head? Are you fucked up in the head? You keep coming to these people's graves, so I don't think you're fucked up in the head very much, if at all. So fix that. And then he just like drinks a fifth of his flask.
Just chugs from his flask. Yeah, Himeno's like, yeah, I think Aki's batshit insane. And he's like, are you batshit insane? She's like, no.
And he's like, well, that's going to get you killed. You gotta have a few screws loose. I really like his analogy of like just being an alcoholic as a way of manually loosening the screws.
You can't be unhinged unless you undo the screws a little bit every single day. Is what he says.
What is he drinking?
My man is sipping on bottom shelf tequila.
I had him pegged as a whiskey man.
I was gonna say bourbon, but I'm just like, that's a little much for, I don't know.
Here's a concept. 3-week-old jungle juice.
Oh no!
What if you're just, like, not-
I wouldn't go that far. He's old. I don't
He
think
made
he goes.
it once when he was feeling fancy and fun.
No, this is a man in maybe his late 30s. I don't think.
No,
yeah.
he is. I looked this up actually because I have a friend who I'm not going to name, but he was very upset that Nanami was 28 because he found Nanami deeply fuckable, and finding out that he was not like 40-something made him so much less sexy.
Yeah.
I sent this person a gif of Kishibe, and his response was, "Ooh, wait, how old is he?" And I looked it up. His man was early 50s.
Okay. I was being generous to him. I was like, I don't know. People don't tend to live that long, so he's in his like late 30s to mid 40s.
He's just that cracked.
I was being nice to him. Okay, so this is a man in his 50s. He has not had jungle juice in 20 years.
Oh yeah, if he's in his 50s,
he's not doing that shit. He's drinking from the bottle, and he is not mixing it unless he's making probably a martini.
It's the worst, cheapest paint thinner tequila.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here's the concept. He's got one flask full of peppermint schnapps and a second flask which we did not see full of chocolate syrup.
Oh, right. There we go.
My man's hitting the dirty Girl Scout every day of his life.
Just looking at my notes here, I want to go back to the viscera for a second.
Oh, yeah, let's go back in the viscera. I mean, we're going back in the viscera anyway, because the flashback pretty much... Oh, well, no, it doesn't. We'll go back to the viscera now.
Yeah, we'll go back to the viscera, because it's just incredibly well done viscera, as always.
Oh, yeah.
There was this brief shot where Denji's arm was kind of getting peeled off him. Just little twist and snap, and I'm like, someone's deboned a chicken before. I see it, okay.
It all comes back to the chicken.
It's how most people listen, deboning a chicken, getting your hands into that slop, it does something to you.
Okay.
Meat is meat, flesh is flesh.
That's very true.
The rest of the flashback is just Himeno being like, yeah, I'm going to get Aki trained up, and Kishibe just says, well, you better hurry. He's going to find that gun devil soon enough. And then
he's
Himeno
going to fucking die. And she has a little meltdown about it. And then it cuts to them having lunch in a restaurant. She's like, Aki, I'm going to leave public safety, and we're never going to have to fight the gun devil again. Come with me. And he's like, well, if you do that, I'll still hang out with you and stuff, but I am not going to leave public safety. That is not something that I'm going to do. I need to kill the gun devil.
Yep. And then he takes her almond tofu.
He takes her almond tofu again. I think it's really cute that he likes it.
Yeah. I want some almond tofu. No, I want the big ramen.
I want big ramen.
The bowls they have are just like the size of your head.
Yeah, the big fat bowls. Yeah, if we went to the ramen place downtown and got the big ramen, they'd probably give us that bowl, but we wouldn't be able to finish it.
Oh, I want to go eat at Yume Wakatore again.
Do you think they had any movies in the hotel, or were the TVs functional at all, or
Yes, I don't think these TVs did anything. I think Denji would have been watching cartoons if he could.
Oh, for sure, yeah. For sure. I don't remember if they tried one, but also there wasn't self-service, so I think beyond having the lights on, I don't think anything was functional.
The TV's definitely not getting any signal. It might turn on though.
Yeah.
Because there's there's at the very least electricity, because there are lights and other electricity. I don't think there was other displays of electricity.
The lights are on. Yeah.
Just am thinking about them watching shitty romance movies or Iron Chef reruns or something during that 3-day period.
No, it takes 3 days to blast through the eternity double.
3 days.
I love the way they do this cut, by the way, because there's the camera is just it's flying. The camera just fixes in a position and just lets some goop that Denji has cut off of the eternity double fall onto it, and just more of it lands, and then splorch and splorch and splorch, and then all of a sudden the entire camera lens is covered, and then it cuts to 3 days later, where Himeno has apparently been posted up, dangling over the hallway for the entire time.
I'm sure she's gone to the bathroom at least.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
I don't
just
know
like she's
about
in the exact same pose that we left her 3 days ago. Himeno was 100% pissed. I know that she has.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go piss, girl.
Go piss, girl.
It's the question that I have to ask is like, how? So the hotel is sideways, which means the toilets are sideways.
No.
We're not going.
No.
It's
No!
Some of them are right side up.
Some of the beds are also
the room
rooms
that
are
Aki
fine.
and Power end up in is right side up. So I'm just assuming.
very
You
true.
can put a bed on the wall if the wall is the floor.
That's true.
I don't think that any of the people who weren't Himeno, who was busy at the time, were in any state to put the beds up against the wall.
That's fine.
Because there were only 3 of them, and, like, Arai
There were 4 of them.
has been blanky mode the whole time.
Yes.
Kobani has also been blanky mode the whole time, except without the blanky. Power took a nap, and Aki has been put to sleep.
Aki is suffering from dying disease.
Himeno walks in and is like, Aki, are you alive?
I feel like she's checked on him at least once. Like,
I really feel that she has not done much other than hang out, watch Denji, and make sure to pull his cord if he needs it.
Yeah.
Like, she looks haggard.
yeah, she does look haggard, but also it's been 3 days. No one's eaten anything. No one, and barely anyone is sleeping. Well,
Power 8. Power's full.
Yeah, Power's fine.
Power's fine. Power is immortal. Like,
Power's also just like fucking knocked out, face down on the bed.
Yeah.
Like no blankets, no nothing. It's very funny.
She's bored, I think, more than anything.
probably. I would be. Like, everyone's
She misses
busy.
Meowie.
Yeah.
No one pay attention to her. No one pay attention to Power.
Nobody care her.
Nobody care her.
All alone.
All alone.
But yeah, Denji kills it. And then we cut to them just leaving the hotel. Himeno giving Denji a piggyback ride, and or no, not immediately, because Denji's like, he's like, oh yeah, I got the gun flesh, and I feel like I just took a big shit. It's like I'm walking on air.
And then he
passes
passes out.
Oh, it's like that though sometimes.
Yeah, she catches him and like carries
Gives
him.
him a piggyback ride.
And like Power's already hefting Aki over one shoulder. She like turns to the camera. She's like, "We're gonna take Aki and Denji to the hospital. You guys go file the report." And then it cuts to Kobani and Arai looking like
Paperwork after this?
like I can't express how funny their expressions were to me in that moment. They're just like absolutely fucking miserable.
Imagine filing paperwork on no sleep. The face you make will be their face.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it's very funny because, like, to them, like, 3 days have passed, and to the outside world,
Yeah, literally zero time whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Don't you hate it when you live in eternity and then it turns out to have been absolutely no time at all?
Oh.
That's how it is on this bitch of an earth.
That's how it is on this bitch of an earth. Anyways, I am pretty sure Himeno is going to die after this. I was pretty sure.
Oh, you're just reading from your notes?
Yeah.
I was
reading
like,
from my
wow,
notes.
damn, that's crazy. Where did you get that information?
It was so funny last episode when you were like, I think Himeno's got a couple more fights in her. She's got one. She has one more fight in her.
I was like betting on 2.
Yeah, your expectations were subverted. I also think the show does a really interesting thing. We'll get to it when we get there,
We'll
but I
get
kind of
to
just...
it.
Yeah,
No,
we'll talk more about it. People, sorry for the spoilers this early in the 2-episode episode.
Sorry that we told you that Himeno fucking explodes from having to poop too bad and not going to the bathroom. Himeno died from No Nut November. Like George Bush, her balls exploded.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, when Denji is like celebrating, like, yeah, we did it. I got a piece of the gun flesh. The look on his face is so cute when he's like, yeah, I got some gun flesh.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I know his face only lit up like a Christmas tree there because he's like, yeah, I'm the one step closer to pussy, but it's still just very cute.
He gets treat reward.
Yay! That's all.
Yeah.
That's really all he wants. Is treat reward.
He gets treat. Himeno says, "Hello, Denji. I'm going to teach you some things about how mother birds feed their babies."
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah, so
But we'll get there.
We'll get there.
We cut to like Aki and Himeno in like the aftermath of having killed some other devil, like a day or two later, I think. And Aki does find like a sliver of gun flesh in there, but what's the important part of the scene is that Himeno is like, "Hey, we should all go out and get drinks." Arai and Kobeni are quitting because they're scared for their lives, and also they feel bad about trying to kill Denji. And I love Aki being like, "Well, you tried to kill Denji
You
too."
also
And she's
did
like,
that.
"Right? What's the big deal? Kids these days are so sensitive."
Like, you just try and kill your new coworkers. It's normal. It happens.
I mean, it's pretty not in this situation explicitly because they all value the human lives around them very highly. It's just that they don't really. He's kind of an unknown quantity, and they do not view him as human. So they didn't in that moment.
But also, I do attempt to kill my new coworkers.
Okay, well, that's a you problem. It's an entirely different situation.
But then Aki's like, "Okay, but we have to do it soon because Makima's in town and she's leaving town soon, and I need to see her." And then we get a really great match cut on Aki ashing his cigarette because he does it into like Himeno's little pocket.
Hang on, I want to cut in
like,
here because you're gonna do the match cut. I have to get in on my note. Because Aki's like, yeah, I wanna, Makima's here and I wanna invite her. And Himeno's like, she's in Tokyo a lot because Denji is here, I bet. And, like, all of these devils have been really weirdly invested in him, and I bet she knows something about that. So we should probably get her drunk and ask her. And my note, my note is for later. My note is for later, but it's related to this concept. Never mind, I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, that'll happen eventually. But yeah, Himeno does the Batman Joker does he know thumbnail about Makima. And yeah, but then we get the match cut of the cigarette being ashed, and then hey, we're at the bar getting drinks with everyone that night. We see Kobeni like run in. She's wearing a cute dress. She's got a little hat on. She's looking so cute.
It's so cute.
She's so little.
Yeah, so yeah, we're at like a little izakaya. Power is hogging every imaginable food that gets in front of her.
That fried chicken looked fucking tasty.
Yeah, that karaage looked really, really good. I've only ever had like kind of sad karaage because I've only really tried it while I've been ordering pretty much exclusively delivery, so it just kind of shows up a little damp and sad.
Yeah.
It tastes good, but like...
I would fight Power for that karaage.
How hard is it to cook karaage?
I mean, it's like fried chicken, but slightly different.
Ooh, we do have an air fryer.
I think you could do it.
You could do it.
Anyways, like I'm pocketing that recipe for a later date. Kobeni's there. Someone at some point, like one of the other like department people, like turns to Aki and is like, "Oh, your devil, your fiend is so reasonable." And this is like when Power's like, "I'm eating all this fucking sashimi."
Yeah, this is while Power is holding both chopsticks in one hand in her fist. Like a knife and like spearing her food with them.
Yep.
And just like munching and they're like, yeah, you're so lucky we can't bring our fiends out in public. Yours is so reasonable.
I really want to meet the other fiends.
You will soon. You will soon.
Yay.
Probably next week, I think. Maybe the week after. Well,
it seems like that. That was such a small statement. It would have to be soon in order for the audience to retain the memory of them mentioning the other fiends.
Oh, if we're being totally honest, that completely left my brain by the time we meet them. It's not because it's a long way away, just because it's like a lot of other things happen between this throwaway line and meeting some new friends.
Yeah, that's very fair. You know what? Yep.
Yeah.
Those chains do saw.
They sure do.
Anyways, Denji is a little bit illiterate. He has some trouble with the menu, I think.
Yeah, he can't read the kanji.
He can't read anything on it except for what is it that he sees that makes him think, "Oh yeah, kissing." It's some soon kiss.
Kisu teriyaki.
Kisu teriyaki. Thank you. Yes.
Important to note that he does have some gyozis, and he's eating some gyozis.
Him eating some gyozis.
He's like, "Wow, what is this? This is really good." And I'm like, "Oh yes, your world is about to change."
Yeah. God, all the food looks so good, and the way they render the beer is so loving.
Yeah. Yeah.
They did some studies there.
So I don't know what particular moment here caused me to write this, but I did note, Himeno, you have brain problems. I would like to study you.
Yeah. Any of it, all of it, the whole thing, the entire thing.
But so one of the people from the other division is like, "Hey, we should go around and introduce ourselves. State your contract with your devil." And Aki's like, "Don't do that. Don't tell them who you have a contract with. Only tell people you trust that." But fucking Denji's like, "I'm 16. I like what are his hobbies?
Eating and sleeping."
Yep.
Eating and sleeping, and then Himeno just makes a face like, "You're 16?"
No, everybody stops.
Well,
it almost goes dead silent in the entire scene, but you can still hear restaurant noises behind, in back of house, and Kobani's friend is like, "That's really young."
Yeah.
Yeah. And Himeno's just be like, "Oh, are you allowed to drink? Oh, she should have. Don't let him drink."
Yeah.
And he just holds up a thing and is like, "Just tea."
He's like, "I'm drinking tea."
He's so responsible.
He's so responsible.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
He's so nice.
Yeah, alright.
I think Denji should get exactly one Asahi Super Dry.
I think he can,
No. His
one?
tolerance is nothing.
He's a baby.
He's baby.
Arai, stands straight up, super fast and is like, "I'm 22. I have a contract with the Fox Devil. My hobby is haiku, I think."
Yes. Please, Arai, read your haiku.
Please read a haiku for us right now.
They're bad. I know they're bad.
You don't know? He contains multitudes.
I know in my heart of hearts that... I know deep down in my heart of hearts that Arai has made a fucking mixtape with clarinet and haiku to give to Himeno, a la Wirt and Sarah from Over the Garden Wall.
Yeah.
It's not good haiku.
Who is Himeno's Jason Funderburker?
Oh my god, Aki. I don't know.
No.
Anyone in the world. And Denji's like, "Oh, the Fox Devil, that's who Haya Captain is also contracted with." I want to issue a correction. I know last episode I was like, Arai is not good enough to get a contract with the Fox Devil. That's not true. I forgot the particulars of the situation, which are, Himeno explains to us that the Fox Devil contracts with most of the guys in public safety, but only hot guys get to summon her head for biting.
And the Fox Devil is, and I quote Himeno here, "down bad."
Yeah, it's worded differently in the manga, but I didn't get a chance to reread it. But it's basically the same thing.
I like the use. I like that usage there. That does seem like some kind of that does sound like terminology Himeno would use.
Yeah,
I think it's age appropriate as well.
It's age appropriate. Kobani is like, "I'm 20. I have a devil contract, but it's a secret."
It's the sloppy blowjob devil. I just can't tell anyone.
Oh my fucking god.
No.
And her hobby is eating yummy food.
Denji stole her hobby.
Oh
no. She's gotta kill him now.
And somebody's like, "Kobani, that dress is really cute." And she's like, "Thanks, it's a hand-me-down from my older sister." And she has eight sisters.
Oh.
And also her brother. This is also where we learn that quite literally all of her earnings from public safety go directly home to her brother's college fund. So she does not keep any fucking money from her paycheck.
What are those other sisters up to? Is she the only one footing the bill for the college boy?
I don't fucking know. Well, I mean, okay, she has at least one older sister, which we've established. I'm willing to bet that most of the other ones are younger.
That's fair.
I don't know.
I feel like some must be younger. But like the older ones, maybe they're just housewives and like they're not really doing anything.
Oh yeah, maybe they got married before the brother hit college age.
Yeah,
they got out of it. They got out of it easy.
Yeah, I keep on wanting to say Majima. Majima does not appear. Majima is not.
I wish Majima would appear.
Please,
fuck, dude. Shit.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, it is a Makima jump scare.
Yeah, Makima jump scare.
Well, before this, there's actually a moment that I want to talk about, which is that like Denji is like, "Oh, hey Himeno, when are you going to kiss me?" And she's like very drunk at this point. He's like, "Oh, I'm too shy now. I'll do it later." Haha. And then someone else is like, "Oh yeah, Himeno has kissed pretty much everyone here except the rookies. She just does that when she gets very drunk."
No, everybody. Well, yeah, everybody except the people who are
except the
here
rookies,
for the first time. Yeah, she's really friendly when she's drunk, and you can't get away from her. And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
So,
and I also like this moment, like there's like a momentary reaction here of Denji's that like I've read this scene I've read and seen this scene about like 4 or 5 times now, and every single time there's like a part in the back of my head that's like, I guess bracing for some comment Denji will have about like, oh yuck, so many people have kissed her, but his immediate response is like, oh, so I'm guaranteed to kiss Haru then, which I think is just very, like, of course Denji doesn't give a shit about this stuff, like, right, like, Denji does not, like, Denji is probably aware of the concept of like virginity, but is not like aware of the social stigma that it carries, right?
Yeah.
I just think it's like it's very believable, but it's also just a very cute thing for him to be like, oh yes, I'm definitely getting a kissy tonight, even though the kissy is, you know,
it is what it is.
Everything about it.
Yeah, at some point the kiss gets brought up again, and Makima jump scares. She just like materializes between Denji and Himeno's faces. She's like, a kiss?
A kiss?
Yeah.
A kisseroo from you to who?
Yeah.
See, this is contributing to my Makima devil theory, because like she's just so suddenly there, just like, hello.
I mean, I walk up on people like that all the time. I move very quietly. It's like a problem.
Are you not a little bit of a devil? Just a little bit.
That's crazy. Anyway.
That devil real.
That devil real, we've established.
I'm calling the National Enquirer now. The Bat Devil is a podcaster.
We knew this already. This is 2 episodes old information.
Listen, some people are slow on the uptake. Some people didn't understand. The Game of Thrones did R plus L equals J like 4 times before the show ended.
We're gonna talk about. Let's start talking a little bit about reading comprehension now, because Makima sits down. Aki very, very politely offers her a seat, and she sits down. She's like, so what's this about a kiss? And then she's like, I gotta change the subject. And it's like, I got a piece of the gum devil. And she's like, wow, Denji sugoi! Which is translated as, that's very impressive, Denji. And I'm like, no, she plays that up on purpose. She plays it up on purpose a little bit. But yeah, so she's mostly chilling, and people on the internet have been reading this scene like, oh my god, she's so fucking jealous. Oh my god, she's so jealous. Like, yandere moment. Oh my god, she's jealous. I'm like, girl, she does not care.
She
opened the school.
She does not give a single shit. Aki's like, actually, I can get to my note now. Hang on. I can read my note verbatim. So Aki has this moment, and he's like, hey, do you know what this guy's problem is, Makima-san? Because every single devil seems to want to, like, murder him, and you seem to know something. And she's like, I will tell you if you can outdrink me. After already downing a whole fucking stein of beer in, like, 5 seconds flat.
Love
yeah.
And he's like, yeah, okay. Despite, like, mentioning 5 minutes earlier, like, oh, yeah, I haven't had anything to drink in, like, 6 months, so I'm feeling pretty good after drinking half of my cup already.
My note here is, like, Aki's going to die.
Aki's gonna die. Himeno, they order more drinks, and Himeno's like, oh, me also, while being, like, absolutely fucking trashed.
Yeah, completely schlitzed. And we just like cut to like the end of the drinking competition. Aki is like over himself. Himeno's like completely horizontal, and Makima's like, a delightful beer. I think I will have another.
Aki is so cute when drunk. I think he's so cute when he's passed out drunk.
I think he's very cute. Yeah.
He's very cute. We also get Power talking about her giant IQ, which is 100.
Right. We cut over to everybody else, and Kobani's friend is like, Power, you're so like reasonable and put together for a fiend. That's really impressive. And she's like, oh, it must be because I'm so fucking smart. My IQ is high. And she's like, oh, really? Yep. What's your IQ? She's like, I don't know, 100. And she's like, is that high? I think mine's 100. And she's like, oh, okay. So like 120. And she's like, I think this other guy's is a little bit higher. And he's like, it's 134. And she's like, wow, you're actually really proud of that because you remembered it exactly. Yep. And Power's like, oh, so mine is like 500. Actually, I think it's 1,000.
It is probably.
This is very important.
Yeah, it is very important. Also, like in relative terms, she probably does have a very high IQ for a fiend, but also, who tests that?
I don't think they give them IQ tests whatsoever.
No.
They literally just pull them out of the moss and they put them in a little suit and they're like, all right.
Yep.
You gotta do this or we're gonna kill you.
Yep.
Yeah, and then everyone's blasted, everyone's wasted, and then the kiss is afoot, as Power puts it.
Himeno goes in and, like, you hear Power in the background go, the kiss is afoot.
The kiss is afoot! I fucking love Power. The way Power talks is so funny.
So fucking funny.
She has, Your Honor, she's autistic.
I did have a moment of imagining Power trying to do standardized testing with the 2B pencil. It doesn't end well.
She's thrown out within 5 minutes of the test starting.
Within 5 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's brilliant.
She gets accused of cheating and she accuses the other person of cheating and then she is expelled.
Yep.
Oh, do you think she's doing the spitball on the ceiling?
No, I think she's trying to do something with the pencil. I just don't think that it's.
She is attacking the people around her. There are stab wounds.
That's very true. There's a lot of people.
But yeah, so Himeno gives Denji a big sloppy kiss, and he's like, "Oh, what is this? This feels so weird. What's happening? Oh no, there's something bad happening. Oh, it's going down my throat." And then we see the heavily censored. I mean, probably for the best.
I think it is so fucking funny that they like put a little mosaic sensor over the vomit pile.
The thing is, it was like even I have a pretty sturdy stomach, I feel like, but even that, like with the mosaic, gave me a little like in the tummy.
No, it's this. My entire notes, just a paragraph. No, Keith's back.
Yeah.
No.
And then Power's like, oh fuck, Denji's like to swallow anything with nutritional value that enters his mouth. And of course Denji just gulps that shit down.
And we have a flashback to him in like as baby in an alleyway with Pochita digging around in the dumpster, and he's like, oh yeah,
he finds a bowl of cereal and takes a big bite and says, wow, those rats are eating puke. I'm never gonna eat puke.
The way he has like half of a burger that's still in its wrapper or something, and he's eating it with Pochita, and the way that they're looking at the rats, like side-eyeing, like so derisively, is really, really funny. And then it cuts to him like violently throwing up in the izakaya bathroom, and Arai's taking care of him.
I'm glad he doesn't keep it down, because
can you fucking imagine?
We get a snippet of Arai characterization here. We don't get very much of Arai. Arai, I'd like to apologize to you because I was kind of down on you from your introduction. I still don't think you're very much of a character, but what we do get of you, I do quite like, because he's just like, he's helping Denji in the bathroom and is like, hey, my technique for puking works really well, right? I had to take care of my drunk mom a lot. I'm sorry, buddy, you're having a really rough time. I'm a little jealous of you though. And Denji's like, my first kiss tasted like throw up. Why are you jealous of me? Everyone leaves, and Kobeni says nothing tastes better than drinks that someone else paid for, which is so deeply true.
She's so cute. Makima's like, okay, I'll see the Hayakawa household home, and you guys take care. And one of the other hunters is like, yeah, Makima paid for everything, so make sure you thank her. And Kobeni is like saying goodbye to her friend, and she's so cute in this moment. She's like, I think yummy food is the best when you don't have to pay for it. I'm like, you're so cute.
I also want yummy food that I don't have to pay for.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, Aki cute moments passed out.
Aki cute moments passed out. And then Himeno takes Denji back to her apartment.
Makima's like, where's Denji? And one of the other hunters is like, oh, Himeno picked him up and took him. I forgot that she actually abducts him. I figured that he, went with her. But she straight up just grabs him and walks away. She takes him. And they kind of just let that happen.
Well, it's fine. He can take care of himself, right? He is a full-grown adult man devil.
I don't want to describe the scene in too much detail. No. Himeno just, kind of... The one thing that I do want to describe is that, because I think it's a moment that made me giggle, which is just Himeno very drunk, just saying, you and Aki are both after that stuck-up bitch Makima, and then she just puts up, cow horns and says, you need to move on. and then she turns to Denji and says, hey, do you want to fuck?
Yeah. We have another, fucking... the mother bird moment because Denji wakes up and
beer
is paralyzed and is I need water and he doesn't know where the fuck he is, which is great. Himeno stumbles into the room, takes a swig of beer, deposits it into his mouth.
She is wearing underpants only.
And a tank top.
And a tank top.
Yeah.
They fucking titted her the fuck up in this scene. Himeno does not have a particularly small... Himeno's chest is not, small, but, she has boobs up the ass and out in this entire scene.
Yep.
Even if you, compare it to the ED, which is very Himeno-centric, both of these EDs are, really. Yep. But, compare how she is drawn in this Tamisol specifically to how she is drawn in that ED... just huge fucking knockers.
Yeah, that's the end of the episode. She's like, you should move on from Makima. Do you want to have sex, 16-year-old boy? And then we get our ending.
Yeah, we get an ending.
I really like this one. I think it's really fun. There's a video game type of moment in the beginning, but it also has a sort of shoujo anime vibe to it, because after the little video game part, it just kind of cuts away to pinups of every named woman thus far, and a really classical style, there's almost a Sailor Moon homage moment that happens. My only note for it is I think it's extremely funny that they included Power and Kobani in the little pinups section. Why is Kobani there?
I really liked the song for this ending. I was like, oh, this is a cute ending, kind of horny, and then the neon barf, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh, yeah, it does show the barf again in the ending.
Yeah, they show it a lot in that ending.
Yeah.
It's just a
full 5 seconds.
It's a fucking Lisa Frank waterfall in the ED.
Yeah.
Well, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
My notes for the next part. I make little breakouts for every time there's a new episode, because I haven't deleted any of my notes or anything. It's all just in one Google Doc.
Yeah.
My notes just say Chainsaws 8, Chainsaws. Is Himeno a Vriska?
We're not having this discussion. Sorry. We're not having this discussion.
Okay.
I refuse to talk about Homestuck on this podcast.
You know what? Yeah, fair.
Episode 8, Gunfire.
Yeah, Gunfire.
We get a couple of minutes of a POV of a couple of minutes of Himeno getting home and just doing her evening routine before offering sex to Denji. Mm-hmm. She takes a shower, she gets clean, and then she goes to Denji and is like, hey, let's have sex. But Denji ultimately does not, because he remembers the grooming moment that Makima had with him earlier, where she said, hey, I sucked on this lollipop and then you sucked on it, so your first indirect kiss will taste of... What was the flavor?
Cola flavor Chupa Chup.
Yes, thank you. Then the next morning, Himeno was like, hey, I didn't have sex with you, right? Okay, phew, and wipes a big comedy anime sweat bead off of her head about it and says, I want to fuck Aki, I know you want to fuck Makima, let's team up and do this together. And Denji's like, cool. And then the gun devil happens. Makima and a business colleague of her are attacked on a train ride to Kyoto. everyone that we saw at the izakaya last night gets blasted pretty much. This does include Aki, Denji, Himeno, and Power, who get blasted by a man who says, "My dad was a great man. It was the guy, and he was the guy from the Mafia at the start of the series who..."
Remember episode 1? That was my grandpa.
Yeah. And he was great, and I'm going to kill you all. And a scuffle breaks out, and it turns out that this man is, like Denji, a man-devil hybrid, as he is the Katana Man. There is a lot of fighting that happens, but in order to try and stop him after Aki's attempts prove futile, Himeno offers her entire self to the Ghost Devil, who, in exchange for the full breadth of its power, and Himeno, body part by body part, pops out of existence as the Ghost Devil beats the shit out of the Katana Man. But a young adult with gender shows up and says, "I have the Snake Devil," and explodes the Ghost Devil and revives Katana Man, who then cuts Aki to ribbons.
Fun!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Himeno's little getting home blasted routine is like a really interesting mirror to the like Aki waking up in the morning routine from a couple episodes ago. Because again, this isn't really something that's in the manga. It's just a really quiet series of moments. Again, she just like caber tosses Denji onto her bed, falls on him, and just like chills on top of his unconscious body for a little bit, and then is like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go take a shower," and takes a shower.
I did notice that her apartment, it's not really decorated. Like, she has some plants there, but
yeah, it's a very empty apartment.
Yeah, it's very empty. It doesn't seem like she spends a lot of time there at all, or has people over.
No.
Yeah.
Her fridge is stocked, though. Once she gets out of the shower, she goes and like gets a beer out of the fridge, and there's like a couple of beers in there, and like some Tupperwares with leftovers in there.
There's a box on the floor. I want to know what it is in that box on her kitchen floor.
I know that, like, anyone who engages regularly in binge drinking as well as alcoholics, it's just kind of a different thing. I cannot really enter that mental space. But also the idea of drinking so much that you puke, like, setting aside the context of it being down the throat of a 16-year-old, like, if I ever puke from drinking, I don't want to be near alcohol for the next, like, 72 hours, bare minimum.
Yeah.
And the idea of her, like, doing that and then getting home and knocking back another beer is just unreal.
Walking home, taking a shower, and then knocking back another beer.
Still drunk.
At least smoke a joint. Come on.
And do something else.
Change it up.
This entire thing is as soon as the camera like goes into the bedroom, it's genuinely shot in a really like. I saw a friend of mine liken it to a horror movie, and I don't know if I agree with that fully, but like there is
no,
a really
I agree with that.
way to the...
I had a conversation with a mutual on Twitter, and I was like, yeah, we're talking about how, like, why are all of the extremely terrible moments in the anime, like, so lovingly well animated? And I'm like, I feel like I am in the fucking Clockwork Orange. At which point I had to explain what I meant by that, because they hadn't seen it. But for those of you who have not seen or read The Clockwork Orange, at one point the main guys who, you know, are some teenagers who are involved in gang activity get arrested and institutionalized, and in order to be reconditioned and sent back out into society, they are belted to chairs and have their eyelids pinned open so that they can watch like 6 hours of propaganda uninterrupted, which is how I feel. That's how I felt for the last like 3 episodes. I'm just like,
yeah, like it. I feel like even though the camera is putting you in Himeno's body, like...
Yeah, it moves... It's different from the end of last episode, where you're mostly in Denji's body, and, like, him being basically entirely paralyzed, which is how I felt. So seeing it from the outside is like, oh, this is also how I feel, because I'm dissociating.
Yeah. No, like, I feel like... in terms of like what is going on, how the camera frames everything, like it does mirror Denji's mentality. Like, even though it is in Himeno's body during this time, like there is through the lighting and the tone and the motion, it's like there's almost this helplessness. You are literally being brought along while you can see something else is happening that you don't necessarily really want or understand the next step of or foresee. Like, it's... ugh.
Yeah, it's bad. I do also want to say that whether by choice for character narrative or just choice for narrative in general, Denji is drawn looking very, very, very like a teenage boy.
Yeah,
he looks incredibly baby, and it is like upsetting. And like I was like, okay, so it's either like Himeno sees him as like a little tiny baby and she goes about this, or let's just, that's the reality of the situation. He is a tiny little baby.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like when you are a teenager and you're looking at anime, you're like, yeah, these are teens and we look kind of like adults. Yeah. All right, excellent. Everything is good and great. And then you're an adult, and then you're looking at teenagers, and you're like, they're so young. They look so young.
Yeah.
You don't realize how young they look until you're not one.
Yeah.
Genuinely, like, it's so... I don't know. Like, I've been doing, like, a lot of work. Like, I've been, I'm a grad student now. I've been doing a lot of work in, like, the tutoring stuff. So I'm, like, working with students who are, like, first and second years.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, how are you old enough to drive a car?
How are you this small?
How are you in college?
It just boggles the mind.
Yeah. It's interesting to see the back and forth of the stuff they used from the last episode and like new perspectives.
Yeah.
Because they do a lot of different perspectives for the shots, and I'm like, damn, all right, you guys worked really hard.
There was this really interesting shot where Himeno is...
in the mirror, right? With the window?
Yeah. And you can see...
That felt like a horror movie shot.
Yeah, like some of the objects on her vanity, like, again, not looking really touched.
Very sparse, yeah.
Very sparse. Good organizational system, though. Good for her. Yeah. She doesn't use half the products on that vanity. No way. No way.
But yeah, Denji has so many issues.
The exasperation.
Denji, the thing that ultimately gets him to not have sex with Himeno is that he remembers a grooming moment that was done to him by someone else.
Yeah, so basically, like, Himeno starts undressing him and then finds unwrapped, pre-mouthed Chupa Chup in his pocket, and she's like, hey, this is gross.
Yeah, and then Denji gets a flashback to when Makima gave that to him because he complained to her. She just gave him a bag full of hangover cure shit. It's like, hey, and Denji's like, oh, my first kiss tasted like throw up, and she is like, well, there will be many things that will happen in your life. And then she puts the lollipop she'd been sucking on in his mouth and was like, and the first thing your first indirect kiss will always taste of cola flavored Chupa Chup. And Makima is such a deeply fascinating character. The way that just everything that she does is so everything is just down to the centimeter, just planned for maximum manipulation purposes.
Yes,
it is.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that, in a vacuum, the things that she is saying, removing the bookends of Denji almost getting sexually assaulted by Himeno and Denji getting groomed by Makima here, removing those bookends, this scene in a vacuum is just, she is telling something that is, genuinely very good to hear. Just things will, sometimes bad things happen, and the things that you want are just, you have bad memories associated with them. But as your life goes on, these things will become less and less focused in your mind. And just because this cringe is taking up 80% of your brain right now, someday in the future, it will take up less than 1%. And I just again, completely in a vacuum, because there's a sandwich between. This is just a whole. But the thing is, it's a whole fucking grooming thing. That's all this is.
That is literally what it is. That is the classic. You are 17 on Tumblr and you are talking to someone who is an adult, and they give you life advice, and then they're like, "I'm sorry, this bad thing happened to you. Here's a good thing that you can think of me with."
Yep.
Which is really...
It's right out of the playbook.
It's out of the playbook. I've seen it many times. It's really not good. Yeah. And Denji gets up in the morning to Himeno once again, leering over him. She's like, "Hey, do you want some breakfast?" He's like, "Yeah."
My note here is, I hope that when he grows up, he gets to kiss men instead. Perhaps they will actually be good to him.
Maybe. I think maybe Denji just needs to try guys. I don't know. He has some issues that he needs to work out before he's allowed into the gay community.
Maybe when he's like 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he can rent a car without a cosigner, let him try dudes.
Once his brain is is done cooking. He's in a very interesting state that you can really only find in the North American 14-year-old, which is he thinks guys have cooties.
His brain is so fucked up. Like, imagine how much, like, it would suck to, like, have your brain is still growing developmentally and also has to deal with the fact that multiple times at this point, that brain has just been fully scrambled. Like, physically, that brain has become not a functioning thing multiple times.
I'm very surprised that at no point in the canon, this is not a spoiler, but if you're looking forward to it, it is a spoiler, I'm sorry. I'm very surprised that there has not been a point where someone literally cracks his skull open and takes a fucking egg beater to it. Maybe it'll happen in the future. That seems like the kind of thing that Fujimoto would... Hatsuki Fujimoto-sensei, if you're listening to this podcast and you want my idea, you can just go ahead and send me between $20 and $200. I'm not picky, and you can use it in the next chapter.
Okay, you know what? Actually, you know what, Fujimoto? I'm going to be picky. Between $50 and $200.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Not for me. This is I'm
just for me. Listen, it's my intellectual property.
If you want to send me money, I won't complain. But the $50 to $200, this is specifically for Ash. We're talking about here.
For my idea of somebody viscerally like cracking Denji's skull open and taking an egg beater to his brain meat.
I'd settle for just cracking his head.
This is your Nobel Prize winning invention for the week. You are going to invent a Chainsaw Man panel where Denji gets his brain scrambled.
You know that shot in the opening with Denji and the egg? The failure crack? I want that.
I keep thinking about it, and I really don't want to keep going back and making more points about the opening. I just think it's really funny that we go back, like, we have a lot of golden ball moments in the opening, and we also have, like, the egg being demolished, and it's just like, this is a lot of ball jokes. It's really interesting. Really interesting amount of ball jokes.
The testicle devil attacked the OP.
That's very true. He did.
Yeah.
Okay, so we Himeno and Denji just like they're having breakfast on the roof, on the balcony,
Yeah.
And Himeno's like, "Did I force myself on you last night?" In a way that's like, it is so like cutesy is not the right word, but like it is a way that is like kind of mildly cloying in a way that is like so deeply like
I wouldn't necessarily say it's cloying, but it's casual in a way that's like, a bit
that's what I'm
distressing, because it's not.
Yes.
There's no like lead up. She's just like sitting there, hanging out, doing a little gay sit on her chair, and she's like, "Hey, did I sexually assault you last night?" He's like, "No." And she's like, "Okay, cool, because I would go to jail if I had."
Haha. Anyways, can you help me fuck Aki?
Yeah.
Who is not much older, really.
He's really not.
They again, and I'm only bringing this up because my notes I have this in my notes, but like they again just decided to. If you look later in this episode, even her tits are nowhere near as big as they are in this camisole, and I do not know what the fuck these animators just said they're boobing her out for this one.
It's the power of the camisole. Sometimes you wear a camisole and it's like you know all those posts that's like you go to sleep in a tank top and then your tits are just opposite directions out the sleeves when you wake up.
I've had that happen multiple times.
That happens to me sometimes when I'm just chilling.
That's the power of the tank top. It just makes you boob extremely breastily.
There's this one.
I need to get the fucking. I need to get the Himeno Memorial camisole.
But yeah, I want her balcony. I want her
Very
plants.
cute.
I want her balcony. I want her...
Did she have plants out there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't paying that much attention. Sorry, I was having a moment. I wasn't paying that much attention.
She has like 10 plants in her house.
Great.
All of them like mid to large size, except for like the little... She had a little vase on the table. Some freshly cut tiny flowers.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah. Denji gets breakfast sandwich.
Then you get breakfast sandwich. It's like a little egg salad sandwich on like thick white bread. It's really nice.
But the crust's cut off and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they form a little alliance to their respective matchmaking, and Himeno's like, yeah, we're no longer co-workers, we're besties. You should come over and have breakfast with me all the time and bring Aki. And also Power can come.
Power can come.
And Denji's like, can Makima come? And then it cuts away to Makima hanging out in her train.
I really like this train shot because, like, it follows the motion. Like, they have Makima and that guy.
Her handler.
Unnamed dead stooge.
Yeah. This guy.
They're, like, right in the center for the majority until it stops, and then they're right of center rather than dead on. And because the camera carries on just a little bit after the motion stops, there is a sense of forward momentum still retained.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion.
I also really love the tension of... I think this... for all my complaints that I've had, especially in the last episode that we recorded, about the things they made into adaptations, I think there were some incredible choices in this episode There were parts that I felt were like directly reflective of the original in a way that I wasn't expecting them to do, which come into play really later on near the end of this episode when the fight kicks up. Mm-hmm. But in this scene, there is like... The way that the scene is done in the manga is a little bit different. The tension is the exact same, and I think that it's like done like this because there's so much of the tension in the manga comes from like the gap in panels, because like we just see like the people from the manga, we get like this perfect side shot of like the 3 rows of chairs and then we see the people in the front and behind Makima getting guns out of their bags, and then we see them the next panel like them just blasting. Whereas in this, it's just like we hold this like low angle at like Makima's flunky's feet, and then we don't really see much of anything until a gun enters the frame a little. You can see like a bit of a gun enter the frame behind Makima's head, and then you hear blam as their blades get blown out.
You do see the 4 people bend forward.
They bend forward, that's all you get.
Yeah, they like dip out of frame and then the camera
swear
switches.
I heard them rustling in the bag, like at the zipper.
Oh yeah, you can hear it, but it's like it's drawing that, it's building that tension in a way that is just like that. You could not build tension like that in the manga really well, I don't think. And it's just something that is like it's not 1-to-1, but it's a good transposition.
It's really good. Yeah, they Makima's dead now. They shoot her and her guy in the head, and then they shoot them both like twice in the chest for good measher, I think.
Yep. And then they say Team C has been successful.
Yeah, she's totally dead.
She's not dead. That hold they have on her face. She's not dead.
She's dead. She's a carcass. Look at those 5
she's
eyes.
not dead. Her
she's
eyes are open.
Man.
She got shot in the head.
She got shot in the head and then twice in the chest for good measure.
Doesn't matter.
All right.
Trust me. She's alive.
Okay.
I know it.
Makima the devil no longer the theory. Makima alive now the theory.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're 2 in 1. If she is alive, I think that is a proof positive for devil theory.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, if she is alive, it's just because she didn't get shot.
Yeah, I mean, if she got shot, no, she didn't.
I guess. So my notes here are, there's a murder.
Several murders.
Well?
Yeah, we cut away from Makima being fucking murdered to everybody who was hanging out at the restaurant. So, Kobani's friend and her partner, who's like the glasses guy with a scar over his face.
Yeah, Fushi.
Fushi and his buddy and Kobani and Arai are out, and Denji and Himeno and everybody are like eating at a ramen place.
They got gyozis.
Denji, eat more gyozis.
Yeah, but unfortunately, all the little old ladies they are helping to cross the street and such. All the grandmas have the strap because They all pull their guns out at the same time on Himeno's friend, on Fushi, on Kobani and Arai.
Yep.
Yeah. Kobani and Arai are specifically, like, they came up to an old lady to, like, ask for directions, but, like, everybody else is, like, they're just walking. Like, they're just, like, walking around in public.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they didn't, not really talking to anybody, they're just kind of going about their day, but, you know, people in the crowd just are like, alright, time to turn around.
Blasting.
And then I started blasting.
Yeah.
Yep, and then
there's
blasting
slow
happens.
music going. Slow music always brings death. It happens. That's just the way of things. I think. They die. Many people get shot and die today. Some on screen, some not on screen.
In the ramen restaurant, Denji is like, oh, wow, what were those sounds? Were those gunshots? And Power's like, oh, those were drums. Anyways, is it true that you didn't fuck last night? That's wild. And then fucking fucking I think you should leave airplane sketch starts happening to Denji. Will Forte just shows up in a bad Baldwin and is like, I was going to Britain. I don't remember the rest of that sketch very well. It's one of the few sketches that I don't basically have committed to memory. I'm sorry for my crimes.
That's okay. I don't remember it either. I just trust you.
Thank you. You just trust that it happens?
Yep.
I think it's Will Forte. I can't say for sure.
It's something.
But he's like, my father was a great man. I was a delightful little business boy, and my father was a mafia man. Yes, but he only killed a handful of women and children.
Yeah, it's like, my grandpa only killed a handful of, like, a couple women and children, and everybody's just kind of like eating, and Aki's like, should we go? And he's like, and he always got me the best presents from all of the money that he made from drug deals.
You know, victimless crimes.
Yeah, and he's like, people would call him a necessary evil, probably, if he was still alive.
And then
and then he holds up a picture, and Denji's like, "What the fuck do you want?" Aki's like, "Wait, do you know this dude?" And then Katana Man just like starts shooting, just clocks Denji right in the face, basically.
In the head, yeah.
Clips Aki in the shoulder, catches him in a square in the heart, basically, and then Power like comes in and fucking jet uppercuts him.
Yeah, Power does a super move. It's really good.
Thank you, Power.
She hits the 623P on his ass.
And then we find out that the Gun Devil is after Denji's heart for unknown reasons, which I think is very interesting. Did Pochita eat a bullet?
Funny dog eat a Pepsi.
Funny dog eat a bullet.
Or because when we first see Pochita in the little, or when Denji first sees Pochita, he's been shot, right? Is that bullet still inside of him? Was it one of the gun's bullets? The Gun Devil's bullets? Maybe. I don't know.
He ate that. He ate that fucking bullet.
He ate that.
Eat anything nutritious.
Yeah.
Aki summons Kon to eat the guy who just shot at them, and then there's we see Kon's head, and it is covered in eyes all over, in a way that I did not realize about its design until just now.
Yeah.
She's so pretty. She's
so pretty. Her eyes are so big. Then Kon is like, Aki, you have fed me something disgusting. It is taste of neither human nor devil. And then at that moment, Kon's head gets fucking split open by the new Katana Man.
I just love the shot. Just the split and how it just takes a little. They linger on it just a little bit.
I need to convene here briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Katana Man hot?
Not bad. I'd give him a 6 out of 10. Maybe an 8. I think he could do better. I don't like his hat particularly.
See, I like the hat. I think he's a 7.
I think he's a lot
7, but I don't like him.
He's the design is sexual. The man is not.
I hate the man.
Yeah.
Only killed a handful of them. The design only killed a handful of women and children. But yeah, this fight is so fucking, because Kon gets exploded, and now it's Aki squaring up with Katana Man, and we see Curse Devil rearing its head.
I was losing my mind. I was so excited about Curse. Man.
Because Aki unsheathes his sword, but it's actually just a big fucking nail.
Yeah.
And he positions the nail and then shouts now, and then some cursed devil something like flicks the hilt so that the nail is propelled into him, and then you get three strikes and you're out, which Aki achieves with the greatest of ease, and then the cursed devil comes out and splits him into bits and pieces.
And like the shots just of Curse's mouth counting off those shots. Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yep. This scene made me feel a lot better about them adapting my very favorite panel of the entire manga.
Yeah, this is adapted extremely well. I was really excited.
You look so good.
You know the panel.
I know exactly
right?
what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah.
And like
for the manga listeners, for the manga readers listening at home, I will simply say Among Us and continue.
Oh man, and just like the shot through the skeleton, like
and then it's like hard cuts to the fucking dust clear dead on the pavement.
Yeah.
Cursed Devil says so long, sucker.
Oh, and like the sound too, where it's just like that kind of buzzing sound rather than a scream. I thought that was really effective. I think like having anything else, like except maybe just silence, would have cheapened it. Like it needed to be that kind of null sound rather than something active.
Yeah. It's this like cutting to Katana Man dead on the pavement is one of the few things in this that I think is just like they managed to do. This is a weird thing. This is a weird comparison to draw, but like I remember when I was a kid and I would ever like watch cartoons of like something where like some like magical thing would like blink in or out of existence. It would always be accompanied by like some some clouds or like a little like some little like explosion lines around or something, and I just like as like a thought exercise, I'd be like, what would happen if like Cosmo and Wanda just like popped out of existence without like a poof or anything? Just like envisioning in my head, and like I think that's really hard to make look effective in this, but like they managed to, but like you can do that really easily in manga, for example, like with just like no residue, same panel, just back to back, and then just in one of it there is a magical creature, and the second one there is not. But I think there's just like, and there's like I think that they've done like there's a really cool one that we'll talk about in a little bit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I just think that like them like just hard cutting from this like really like this fucking saw. This looks like a fucking like if you made a saw trap out of something living and breathing, as much as a curse can live and breathe. Or as much as a devil can live and breathe. Rather, the curse is not the. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As much as the devil can live and breathe, like just the hard cut from this fucking saw trap to fucking Katana Man Peter Griffin on the floor is just so beautiful. I think it's great.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I want to watch that again.
Yeah. And then then a twink shows up.
Then a twink shows up with the genders.
This character's name is Akane, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this little beast has some gender.
Oh.
Yeah.
I could not absorb what they were saying. It just like whoosh.
Yeah, but Akane revives Katana Man.
Oh yeah.
Katana Man is like, I lost it, underestimated him. I'm not going to do that again. And now he puts up like the fucking, that Caleb City vine where he's like, oh, that stance, it has no weaknesses. This stance has every weakness.
The worst possible stance. He's tired.
He's
probably 20 years of his life just got sucked out to do all that.
Yeah.
Akane is like, here's what the Cursed Devil probably does. If it hits you 3 times, you get fucking catfish skull crucified. Don't let that happen again. He's like, sorry.
Don't fuck it up.
She's like, oh, well, it's fine. Just kill him. And Aki's like, ugh.
Yeah, and then he just like fucking, he does the fucking Yone nothing personnel kid and teleports behind him and Aki explodes.
Yeah, he pulls a fucking EI moment. So Power has stopped Himeno's bleeding at this point.
But she needs a doctor.
Is what Power says. And Himeno's like, you gotta help Aki. And Power's like, that is simply not fucking possible. I did not even see him move just now. I cannot go do that.
My notes here are, I hope Aki will be okay. Oh, well.
It's fine. The devil hunter uniforms are very thick. That was a non-lethal amount of blood for him to lose. But then Himeno goes out. This goes hard. This is one of the hardest deaths that a character has experienced. I think in a piece of media that I have consumed in recent memory, at least.
It's so good.
It's because Himeno was like, "Hey, Ghost Devil, please help me out here. I need some help." And Ghost Devil's like, "That guy's kind of fucking freaky. I'm not touching that."
About Akane specifically, not Katana Devil.
Yes, Akane is freaky.
Yeah,
I don't like the gender that kid has. And then Himeno's like, "I'll give you all of me, so give me all of you." And Ghost Devil's like, "Ooh," and this fucking I'm fucking insane for Ghost Devil's design.
I love Ghost Devil so much.
Good.
I love her so much.
I literally adore her. My moniker this time was almost going to be Justice for Ghost Devil, ending up fucking on the least popular, most hated characters poll. What was it? It was Himeno, then Makima, then Ghost Devil, then Fujimoto himself, then the Gun Devil.
Yeah.
Then Kobani.
Honestly,
then Power.
And we just see like a fucking... Again, I'm going to reiterate that I think Fujimoto is a hand freak.
Absolutely.
Fujimoto is not a foot fetishist. Fujimoto is a hand fetishist.
Absolutely.
Because we just see this fucking, like, miasma of hands that are, like, reaching out and fighting and punching the shit out of Katana Man.
Oh, and the way the motion of the palms, like, the way you see the back of the hands move and spread and go, and I think she can get it. Personally, yeah.
I like her.
Ghost Devil, please call me.
Oh, Ghost Devil, please call me. But yeah, then Himeno waxes poetic about how Aki loves to cry in private when he thinks no one's looking, about all of his friends that die. And as this is happening, Himeno is just like vanishing bit by bit. Just like she reaches out her arm, and then all of a sudden her sleeve is empty. Like it just kind of flutters to the ground a little bit.
Again, like they're so good at animating around space and weight.
Yes.
Like it feels like there should be something there. It's not. Beautiful, effective, and animation. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Ghost Devil, please call me.
And then Akane says snake, swallowed it whole. And then Ghost Devil experiences a brief Vagar moment as the Snake Devil. This devil is only referred to as Snake, so I'm only assuming that it is the Snake Devil. But it comes out and it just, like, fucking bites the top 2/3 off of Ghost Devil.
Not even the top two, because it misses the head, so, like...
Yeah.
You just, like, the head is just kind of floating there and dissipates.
Yeah.
I love that shot. I love that shot, because, like, Ghost is not small.
Big,
no.
Very large.
She large, she big. And so many hands.
Yeah. I think that I was just about to get into like a brief argument of, like, is Ghost Devil really that much more would that be that much less powerful than the Snake Devil? But it's like, I don't think it really matters. There's an element of surprise here. Like, Ghost Devil is just very much entangled with Katana Man at this moment, and all of a sudden there is a big, powerful devil that is just eating it.
Yeah, and also you have to consider, like, animal fears versus human fears. I think humans fear ghosts. A lot of animals don't, because they don't have a concept of death.
That's true. A lot of animals are scared of snakes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't really see Snake's head. You just see this big, large body. Which seems to be made up of arms, interlinking arms.
No, I think that was overlap with the bottom chunk of Ghost Devil's body.
Well, rest in peace.
Yeah, the way that when Snake Devil like pops out of existence, like literally just like no nothing, no fuss, no muss, just blinks out, and we see like the Ghost Devil's like head fall down.
Yeah.
And then we like pan over to Himeno losing the last of her everything as her like eye patch flutters to the ground, and Aki has depression about it.
Oh yeah, poor Aki. He's having a moment.
And those are the episodes.
Those are the episodes.
Ending in memoriam. Smiley face.
Yeah, the ending is really, really good for this one. Like it's really like it is a like Himeno memoriam sort of thing. It feels more like a scene than an ending, or like a montage than an ending, because it's like there's a lot of flowers also. Like there's a lot of like her in like a meadow with some flowers, and like at home with her stuff and her plants.
Aren't they white lilies typically as well?
There were marigolds, which is specifically like a death thing, and they like wither in one frame. It's a really nice ending, and then there's like her and like Aki walking up on Himeno, like leaving flowers at one of her old buddies' graves, and then it there's a little bit, and then, like, it's just Aki alone in the graveyard leaving flowers at presumably her grave, and, he goes and rejoins Power and Denji.
Yep.
And then there were 3.
Ghost Devil, please call me.
Please. I love you so much, Ghost Devil.
Oh,
you're the best.
Every day.
We have a question.
Okay.
What does Potted Cast, mostly Willow, now think of a certain character? And what does Potted Cast think of the slew of Aki fans going full scorched earth on that character? I think that we could write a book on our thoughts about Himeno.
Yeah, I have a whole dissertation. I did kind of have to wind it back because I forgot some key details, namely that she actually abducts Denji from the bar at that moment. There's a lot to say. I'll let Willow go first because the question is mostly leveled at Willow. What are your thoughts on Himeno now that you've seen the whole situation?
Speaking to her as a character within a fictional setting, I think that she is decently well developed given the amount of time we have with her. I think her death is very clearly broadcasted, which is not a bad thing. I do think it forces the audience, if they pick up on that, to pay more attention to her rather than just we learn a lot about her through flashbacks, which is not my favorite mechanism of character development. But again, I think the flashbacks, which tend to be sympathetic, are contrasted with her current actions, which are not great. You can see, I don't want to call it a fall from grace or degradation of morals, but she's not a good person, even though she is fighting for a supposedly good cause. I still don't think it's 100% a good cause. I don't know why I have that impression, but there's something up. I don't think that eliminating all devils would fix the things people think it will fix. I do think, in terms of her relationship to alcohol and lack of inhibitions when it comes to sexual acts or, just kissing everyone, I think that does speak to, almost like a coping mechanism. She wants that physical comfort very much for herself, and when she's drunk, she's not really thinking about other people. She's thinking about herself and her comfort and her desires, which again, that's why she got into devil hunting, because of her desires to take down the gun devil. It is a selfish motivation. She is a selfish character. As a person, if I didn't know what she was doing on the back end, I'd go get a beer with her. I'd go get some ramen with her. But, she's fun to hang out with once in a while, but you don't want to stay around her, I think, is the kind of person that she is. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sarah, do you wanna go before me?
I feel like I've said a lot of my thoughts about Himeno on this episode. They're just very complicated. I think there's a post that you shared with me a couple of weeks ago where it's
yes.
She is the cool, at least presented as hyper competent at first blush, kind of mentor-ish character. And I think that the purposeful juxtaposition of that with the fucked up things that she does to Denji is very purposeful on Fujimoto's part. And I don't know. This series has a lot of characters that are fucked up in many interesting ways, and I think Himeno might be my favorite of that. Of that to me. Everyone else, I do really enjoy the ways that other people are fucked up, but something about the creation of the character of Himeno is just genuinely impressive as just a building of a character to me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. I have a lot of thoughts about Himeno. It's very for her. So for me, she's a really interesting comparison to Makima, because here we have two women who are both attempting to groom a 16-year-old boy, but where Makima does it with intent That's not necessarily the case with Himeno. Not that she isn't doing it on purpose, because she is doing it on purpose. But this is someone who has, like, really been through it, and, like, the degree to which she has dependency issues, both in an interpersonal sense and also, like, in a substance abuse sense, I can empathize with very strongly. If I had not had space to work on myself, I would probably have a lot of similar issues that she has. Would I attempt to sexually assault a 16-year-old even if I was drunk at the time? No. But she speaks to me in a way, like, I understand her on a level. I hate her. I love her. I want to put her in a jar and shake it really hard and study her. It is genuinely very hard for me, because I have been in the position of being a teenager in that sort of situation, and I have been in Himeno's position, not sexually assaulting and grooming a teenager, but in a lot of other ways, because she is heavily dependent upon Aki, and she puts him on a pedestal basically immediately. I have one or more personality disorders, so it really is very apparent. She just grabs onto him as soon as he is presented to her, and she's like, well, Aki's not allowed to die ever, and I'm in love with him because he's so cool and perfect and normal and handsome, and I love him. So he can never die, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that doesn't happen, and nothing else matters. And she just loosens the screws a little bit every single day.
Yeah.
So she has some problems. I think she is an extremely well done character, like in the same way that you do, Sarah. She is probably one of my favorite written characters. I love her. I hate her. I don't like her. I love her as a character. I love what happened there. I love her as a converse to Makima's situation.
Yeah.
It's so complicated, and it's so difficult to talk about, and, like...
I also think it's just, like, a really impressive thing. Sorry, was that if you have more to say...
there wasn't really more. I was just going to go on to Emil's next point in his question, but you can say more stuff.
I just think it's, like, deeply fascinating, like, the extent to which she is... Like, the extent to which her impact as a character is felt despite the relative... She does not have a lot of screen time in the
She does
manga.
not have a lot of screen time, but she hits very, very hard. Also, I love Ghost Devil, and I think that contributes a substantial amount to my life.
But she's like in chapter 12, out in chapter 25 or so. She is barely in it. And yet she was important enough to get a whole ass... She got the 3rd volume cover.
Yep.
Like, before Aki got a volume cover, she got one.
Well, they had to get it in because you only have so much time.
Right, because, like, if you're going to give Himeno a volume cover, it's got to be, like, before she beefs it. Because, like, volume 4 picks up in, like, chapter 28, 29, I think. Yeah. That's when Aki gets the cover, and, like, she's gone by then.
Yeah.
To jump back to a far less serious part of the conversation that I've been thinking about that this remind me of, I think the way that Kon is handled is really well. It's just like I never really appreciated it until this point, because it's like I just think it's really cool that, like, we see Kon and we like the way that Kon is implemented. You just see, like, how could this thing fucking lose? Like, what could, like, the only condition, Aki has to give up, relatively little compared to, like, some of the other stuff that the devils make people give up, like, chunk of skin, not great, but, like, compared to, like, I don't know, Himeno had to lose an entire ass eye for part of the Ghost Devil.
Yeah.
You're just like, how does this lose? And then you see it again, you see it a second time, when it is completely useless when fighting the Eternity Devil. And then the third time you see it, it gets beaten immediately. And I just think that's a really cool, like, this is for all intents and purposes Aki's, like, signature move, and it's gone now.
Immediately.
And he got to use it once. The other signature move he has is one that just, like, makes him lose all of his life.
Yeah.
I really am curious to see what would happen if Aki sacrificed more to Kon.
I mean, I think because of how prolific Kon is within the ranks of public safety, like, every single dude pretty much has a contract with the Fox Devil. So I think it's actually like a very strongly like regulated and stipulated thing. It's like, okay, well, there's like 800 million guys, and they're all gonna. I think that's probably it too. It's like there's a whole bunch of these guys, and if she just takes a little bit of skin, it's fine because it's a lot.
Yeah.
It adds up. And, like, I think it would be really interesting to see the whole beast. We have not seen the whole beast yet.
I want to meet her.
I would love to see the whole beast. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting how situational she ends up being. Especially with Snake coming in and basically doing the exact fucking same thing. Like, 5 minutes later, it's like, okay.
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 Oh, but
Okay,
Snake
whatever.
is long, though.
Snake long. Yeah, that's
long.
the whole snake, not just the head.
The second half of Emil's question. I closed the tab. Sorry.
How do we feel about Aki fans turning on Himeno?
I don't want to go too in-depth on the thing is that, like, this is a still developing story. I think people will understand their words and deeds eventually.
Yeah, I really would not love to swing a bat at a hornet's nest in this situation. Sorry,
Yeah.
you asked a really hard question. I'm not going to address the hornet's nest more than I already have.
Yeah.
I think people have feelings about it. I have said my feelings about it from my perspective. Other people may have different feelings about it.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
I think that Aki fans coming at Himeno from an angle of, oh my god, she did that to Aki, is very narrow-sighted in a way that I'm kind of perplexed by.
That is very narrow-sighted. Because it is framed in a way that, like, she's sacrificing herself, and she's like, yeah, Aki, you have to live so that you can cry for me when I die. And I think I literally have not seen any posts about it. I have not seen any of these posts, which is great.
Yeah, I'm glad to only be getting like ripples of this drama.
Yeah, blessed by a timeline of people with their heads screwed on correctly. So I haven't seen any of this, so I can only assume that it's like, wow, I can't believe that she did that to him, and also she's a pedophile. And it's like, yeah, well, I mean, okay, yeah, that's a way that you can look at this. I think framing it around Aki is very interesting, because if you're going to have that sort of opinion about it, be upset for Denji.
Please be upset for Denji. But also, I do think, like, looking at this series through the lens of shipping at all is a mistake.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I've
okay, you're eating a big bite of cereal right now, my friend. But it is. There's some stuff that is just like you can't.
Or like looking at it only through the lens of shipping.
Like you can't apply that to everything. Yeah. And that's how I feel about a lot of stuff. It's like some stuff you cannot fandomize to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man is not that thing. Again, you are eating a big bowl of cereal. There's some stuff that comes up later.
There is exactly one thing that I get completely fucking fandom shipping brained about.
Yeah.
Catch me fucking reblogging like this ship like interspersed with like fucking Out of Touch Thursday lyrics.
My favorite thing in the whole world is one of my mutuals is like, I went into the Chainsaw Man tag this week and everybody's talking about the episode, and then there's art. There's ship art of these two characters.
Like the only ship art I've seen is Aki and Angel.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about
That's probably nothing. You're gonna feel so normal about that.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna feel very normal about that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's fucking go! I'm winning the Nobel Prize this week for the 2013 to 2014 Texas Southern Lady Tigers basketball team.
Yeah!
This has been Gay Friends Chainsaw Dog Sanctuary Podcast. I'm at Royal Batty as always.
I'm at Sunhatzhenya, SUNHATZHENYA.
I am at Willow Thorn with the number 1 instead of the L's. And please call me.
If you are Ghost Devil, please call my husband.
Please call me Ghost Devil. I'm free on Saturday.
You can come over. I will also be there. Yeah. I can't guarantee how it's going to go.
And thank you to the Podfather Matt GameCube.
Thank you, Matt, for hosting us
on Northwest
yes. And thank you to Carson for our cover art. And we will see you all in a very cool 2 weeks. Stay normal.
Happy chainsaws!